kitchen. I'm John Tapper, Chef de Cuisine here at Thoroughbreds Chop House and Seafood Grill in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And today I got a great topic for you. Today in the kitchen, I'm going to be sous vide New York strips. Now typically when someone orders a New York strip, they're ordering the strip because they want a lean, beefy, kind of chewy steak. But with sous vide, it speaks to the practicality of sous vide in this New York. It's going to make it tender. Also, it's still going to have a little bit of chew, plenty of beefy flavor, but make everybody very happy. So I'm going to give you all the tips and techniques to sous vide the New York strip, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. So obviously the first thing you want to do is you want to get your steaks cut. And this is a pretty nice strip loin. This is the Braveheart brand. We get this in from Performance Food, and it's their name brand, so to speak, top 2% USDA choice beef. And I've cut a few. I can speak to the quality. It's very good quality. So what we're going to do, we're going to start cutting our steaks. And as you can see, the top's got this fatty, hard, kind of bristly exterior. So I used to cut them from the top down, but what I'd like to do now is just flip these over and cut from the bottom to the top. It's a little easier to cut. But the reason I do that is you can see better. You can see a little bit better how much fat to meat ratio that you're going to get. So these, I'm going to trim off the end here just a little bit. We're looking for 16 ounces, and that's just about perfect. A little over 16. I like to cut them an ounce or two heavier. That way I can remove some of the excess fat that you really don't want for the grill. So it ends up being a nice 16-ounce steak. And so I'm going to go through the whole thing, repeat that process, get all these steaks cut, get them vac, and we'll get them in the sous vide. So stay tuned. Now, of course, the next step, we're going to go ahead, we're going to vacuum seal these steaks. And one thing I did want to add as far as the vacuum seal process is these New Yorks have been aging for 30 to 45 days. And I recommend that if you're going to do this at the restaurant, make sure you got at least 30 days age on it. And when I do the New York, it seems to work better to not season them before the sous vide. Some of the cuts you can salt and pepper, but I tend to avoid salt and pepper during the sous vide process with the New York because it tends to dry it out. So quick recap, 30 to 40 days age on these steaks. If you're at home and you're doing a sous vide or even just cooking these on the grill, just talk to your butcher and make sure you got a nicely aged steak. So we got all these steaks vacuum sealed, and we're gonna get them in the sous vide. So the next thing we wanna do is we wanna load up our sous vide circulators. And I find that 130 degrees works well for this thickness of a cut of New York, about 2 inches thick. You can go anywhere from 100 to 135 degrees, works pretty well. You're gonna notice once you load up your circulators, the temperature's gonna drop down a little bit, but within a few minutes, it's gonna pop back up to 130 degrees. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna sous vide these New Yorks at 130 degrees, medium rare, for 60 minutes. Come back, we're gonna plunge them in ice water and pick one up on the grill, so stay tuned. All right, so it's been 60 minutes at 130 degrees. So what we wanna do next is just take these strips, we're gonna plunge them straight into an ice bath. And I do this with all my sous vide items. What it does is cools the core temperature of the steak down immediately to stop the cooking process, really similar to blanching vegetables. When you blanch vegetables, you want to cool the core temperature down as quickly as possible to stop it from cooking. So what we're going to do, we're going to get all these nice New Yorks into this ice bath. We're going to cool it down, get the core temperature very, very cold as quickly as possible, and then we'll pick it up on the grill. Now you could take the steak right from the circulator and put it into a hot saute pan, but chances are you're gonna overcook it and it's gonna be way too done for your liking. So yeah, definitely plunge it in ice water. We'll come right back, we'll pick one up on the grill. Now this is our signature coffee encrusted New York strip, and I've had it on the grill for about 2 minutes. So after you sous vide, it's about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. It's gonna be a perfect medium rare every time. So I'm just gonna give it a flip. Show you what we're working with. You just want to basically get some nice grill marks on the other side, render out some fat, get some good caramelization on the steak. 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Perfect medium rare. If you're doing it at the restaurant, it's going to improve consistency and also pickup times. All right, so we just picked up this New York off the grill, and as you can see, you get amazing results with the Sous vide New York. A couple minutes on each side does produce a perfect medium rare every single time. Whether you're at home or at the restaurant, this is a perfect technique if you do have a steakhouse, because it makes the guesswork a whole lot easier for the line cooks. They don't have to be as talented to make a perfect steak every time. So a couple minutes for medium rare. If you want it medium, obviously cook it another minute or so. But these turn out gorgeous, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, this is the only way to cook a New York from here on out. So again, thanks for watching. This is Food Fox, Chef John Tapper II, and we'll share more videos, helpful tips, and things that I think are awesome in the kitchen. So I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.